Okay, now that you've tested yourself for diastasis recti and whether it was positive or not, you could benefit from this 3-step series to build a stronger core. Now, the first step is going to be connection, and that's all about connecting with your breath through diaphragmatic breathing. And we have to coordinate the 4 walls of our core canister here. So we have the diaphragm, the abdomen, the pelvic floor, and your deep back muscles. So we have to learn how to manage the pressure in the core. And if we don't, that's where we can see that coning happening or have pelvic floor symptoms like leakage, heaviness, or pain. So we have the diaphragm here and we have the pelvic floor. When we inhale, the diaphragm drops down and expands because you feel those ribs coming wide. So the diaphragm comes down, so the pelvic floor should lengthen and drop down with it. And then when we take that exhale, diaphragm comes up, pelvic floor rises. So as you can see, it works together, up and down. When that coordination is off, and say the diaphragm goes down and the pelvic floor is staying tight, we can get that pressure in our abdomen and we can have those symptoms occur. So the way that you can do this is start in that lying down position. Again, knees are bent just for a relaxation of the back. Hand on your chest, hand on your belly. When you inhale, belly's going to rise, ribs are going to expand wide. So in through the nose, let everything expand. And then you're going to exhale through the mouth. Belly drops down. So I want you to connect with this. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, belly falls. So what you don't want to see is a whole lot of movement from your chest. This is our stress response. So when we're stressed, we like to breathe with our chest and I'll use all these neck muscles. We want to keep this calm. So everything's happening here. Think 360, expand and drop down. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Now let's add another layer to this. So like we said, the pelvic floor works with our diaphragm. So whenever you inhale and everything's expanding, I want you to think about a pelvic drop. So you're gently getting a lengthening of your pelvic floor. So think about breathing into the holes. Everything's just gently expanding. And then when you're exhaling, forceful exhale, draw your lower core in and pull your pelvic floor up, okay? You want to think about zipping up from bottom up. So let's try that. So lying on your back, hand on chest, hand on belly. Inhale, breathe into the holes, let everything expand. Exhale, zip up your core. Expand, lengthen the pelvic floor, zip up the core. Okay, now that you have connected and coordinated with your core, it is time to load. This is my favorite part of the series. And to start out with, I cannot reiterate enough, there's not a bad exercise out there that will make diastasis worse. Now you'll go on Instagram and you'll see that say, don't do this exercise or don't do that exercise because it can make it worse. That is simply not the case, and that is supported by research. What we do know is important is if you can create and maintain that tension in your deep core muscles while performing the exercise. Now, you can use some live feedback from your core. So remember that coning and doming we talked about? If you start to notice that, maybe it's time to modify or reset, or maybe you've reached your threshold with that exercise. Meaning that if you see it, change things up. Focus on your breath more, draw in a little bit more, but if you still can't maintain that, then let's change it up. So when it comes to picking exercise, pick something that's challenging. Pick something that you can still maintain your breath work and that deep core brace. So some of my favorites are going to be a plank, a side plank, or even like a dead bug. So you want to work in all different planes of motion. So plane of motion being your plank. So if I get here, I am zipping up my core and I'm focusing on that breath. So this is a plank hold. Next would be a side plank. So you have options. You can start on your knees, you can have the top leg straight out, or you can go stacked. Then if you want to add rotation to it, you can go work here and then up, here and then up. And then we've got the traditional dead bug, which most people are familiar with. It's going into on your back, have your legs up, arms up, and you're going to extend away. So the catalog of core exercises are endless. You just want to work in all the 3 different planes, the rotation, the frontal plane, and the side plane. Pay attention to your core and make sure that you don't see that doming, and I don't want to place any fear on that. If you see it, you're not hurting anything. It's just again, a live feedback for you. So life as a new mom is busy. So we've got to find ways how to build in these 3 steps into your daily task. So say you're driving, that's a perfect time to work on that breath work and connecting and zipping up your core. When you're picking up baby, work on the breath work with the bracing. So what that would look like is, so if we have the baby or a laundry basket here, you're going to take that big breath in, exhale. I like using the exhale through the full range of motion because that forceful exhale is getting your deep core, your lower core, and your pelvic floor working together. So it automatically gets that contraction going with the exhale. So again, picking up baby, picking up a laundry basket, it's going to look like this. Keep things close to you. Try that out.